$80,000 was used to purchase that office. As we sit here now, there are NGOs who have been funded and are doing community push for the LGBT movement. There is a lot of activity pushing for this. So I can't understand how somebody who is engaged in something that, from all the scientific evidence we've thrown here, clearly is problematic. And I can tell you, no real homosexual will want to stay in what he's doing. Because having sex through the anus, using the penis through feces, how can that be proper? Or a lady opening herself up to be licked by animals. That can't be right. So if the person says, I want to stay in it, then he needs help.
Let me ask you another question.
Yes.
Are you aware of oral sex?
Yes.
Are you aware that this bill criminalizes it?
We say we're criminalizing oral sex between same-sex persons. That is what. Say. If you look at the law actually indicates.
No, this bill is proposing that.
Yes, it's proposing.
Oral sex is abnormal.
No.
Yes, it's one of the. Well,
no,
the
but what we are saying. Okay. Well. Okay. Well,
now you go back.
Well, I was not going to. I couldn't respond to it, but the proponents of the bill will want to probably help. But I'm indicating that in the law, the definition under Section 6 of what constitutes LGBT plus activities are all listed there. And we state that it's oral sex between same-sex partners. That is what we have criminalized. That is what we've criminalized. But if you look at Section 104, even anal sex between so-called heterosexuals, I don't want to think that it is the opposite of the other. Heterosexuals are the opposite of homosexual. It's just like saying me sitting here, and Mr. Chairman, let me just explain something to you. For example, as I sit here, I'm not the opposite of Esla sitting there. I'm an albino. Albinism is a recessive gene. She is the normal gene. She is the straight gene, right? So I'm indicating that at the end of the day, you cannot say that I'm her opposite. No, that's not how you got to put it. So it is not as if to say heterosexuals are the opposite of homosexual activity. No, that shouldn't be the case. If somebody doesn't want to be helped, then clearly he's gone beyond what he's doing, and he needs to be restrained from, doing acts that will be contrary to what our society and our values admit. An example is the kleptomaniac I've referred to. Can I deal quickly with Esther's question about recantation? Now, the word recant just means you resile from your position. And we will actually, the process of recantation is not new. Currently in Finland, there is a law that bans what they call hate speech. If a Christian states a Christian position as to the fact that the Bible disallows homosexual activity, that is considered to be hate speech. There's a member of the Finnish parliament who is currently being prosecuted. And the law says that if that offender recants, they use the same word, recant, then he can be admitted to probation. So it is not a new word. And the word just means you move away from that position. And the supervision from saying that you've recanted will be done under proper psychological help, so that people don't use this as an excuse to run away from the punishment. Now, if you look at the structure of the law is to ensure, because the homosexual strategy, as we have identified, is that we distinguish between those who are genuinely homosexual, the ones that have been described, through peer pressure, hormonal problems, psychosocial problems. Those people are the ones we want to guide away from that behavior. And from all the experience this coalition has had over 8 years of dealing with hundreds of homosexuals, not one have we found to be the classic way, example, I don't want to be helped. They all want help. Those are the ones we want to guide away. So even when they are during investigation, during arrest, during sentencing, even incarceration, if they realize that, there's a problem, and they say they need help, then there will be no incarceration. So really, the purpose of the law is to guide those who really need help to come and seek the help that they want. But those who want to fund it, who want to promote it, who want to advertise it, why would you want to promote something you are prohibiting? And the data and the statistics are clear on how promotion, we're talking about glamorization. If you say you like it, you love it, you wouldn't change, and you are allowed to form clubs, in schools, in colleges. That is a push. My dear sister talked about 97%. Why are the 3% threatened? Sweetheart, if you go to your school at Infanseman, it is getting worse. If you go to Infanseman, we were there for 2 weeks. If you go to Wesley Girls, it is getting worse by the day. The evidence that we see is that in the secondary schools and in the universities, there's a pileup. And since we started this campaign, we have been inundated. You have no idea the number of these young people that we need to guide away from such a behavior. And if we don't, the strategy of the LGBT movement, you saw the agenda. They have brought money into this country. In fact, $200 million.
I think
just one
we've
second.
had enough of you, and you've really made your point. At this juncture, I think you are becoming emotional. Sorry about that.
Oh,
But
not really.
you have educated us a lot.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I'm not too sure about
Sorry,
the word
you are becoming
emotional.
passionate.
Well,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, Esla is more passionate than I am. And two,
She hasn't spoken yet.
no, she has. And
hasn't spoken.
I take it that you are not using the word
So-
passionate as being pejorative.
Yeah.
And let me
So-
explain. Mr. Chairman,
No,
if you
I'm
can give me
trying
a
to
second.
cut you because it's time for lunch.
No, you should allow me to speak. You see, I am passionate because I see these people on a daily basis.
Now you see,
Yes,
people
and I'm explaining. Yes,
people believe in what you are saying. People don't believe in what you are saying.
Very few of them.
And yes, even if it is one person.
That is
And
so.
we here, as a committee, we have a responsibility to listen to everybody and make our judgments.
That is so. But the
So we've
committee.
heard enough of what you have said, even to the extent of explaining medically the consequences of all these. And from the psychological point, from the mental point of view, from the physical point of view, this is a well-researched position. So we are grateful, but we see members of parliament. I'm not saying we are old, but Honorable Avuka is amongst us.
Well, Mr.
So
Chairman,
we
can I just
have
seek your-
already exceeded our time,
Okay.
and we may want to break for lunch now. And we would have to break for, it's 14:33.